Right now at 6, a pair of violent crashes on Bay Area roads.
It sounded like a bomb at first.
We'll hear from the owner of an auto body shop who rushed to help after a bus slammed into his building.
We had to break the windows to get the people out.
Plus, what we're learning about the fiery and deadly crash that shut down a South Bay freeway for hours. And some big tax breaks could be coming to small businesses in Oakland.
The city of Oakland has not always been the friendliest place to do business.
The new proposal that could eventually find its way in front of voters. And later on this Giving Tuesday, we'll let you know how your donations to local food banks will go even further to feed families across the Bay Area.
This is CBS News Bay Area with Juliette Goodrich.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us at 6. A busy day today. Tonight, we're tracking the impact of 2 major Bay Area crashes. We begin in East Oakland, where a bus slammed into an auto shop, sending 4 people to the hospital. Our chopper showing the dramatic scene with at least a third of the AC Transit bus just wedged right into the building. Also, surveillance video captured the moment the bus veered off the street and then barreled into the shop at 68th and Foothill Avenue just after 1 o'clock. Witnesses say right before the bus had hit a small white SUV that was trying to make an illegal U-turn in the intersection. Katie Nielsen spoke with the auto shop's owner who rushed to help.
This is a 60-foot long articulated bus, and earlier this afternoon, it was heading up Foothill toward downtown Oakland and crashed into All About Cars, an auto body repair shop. The owner of the shop caught the entire thing on surveillance video. Take a look.
We were in the back of the shop working on some cars, and we just heard 3 loud bangs. It sounded like a bomb at first. We thought from the first 2 hits that we were going to come out and see an accident. Then when we came out here, the bus just came through the gate into the building.
This is Kevin Warren, who owns All About Cars, talking about the Line 40 bus that's now embedded in the front office of his auto body shop.
We had to help like 8 people off the bus. We had to break the windows to get the people out.
The spokesperson for AC Transit says there were 11 people involved, 8 passengers on the bus driver, and 2 people in the white SUV the bus hit before slamming into the building.
Despite all of the damage that we see here, there were no severe injuries.
Witnesses say the white SUV was making a U-turn in the intersection when the bus hit it. Investigators say they're still trying to determine which vehicle had the green light and the right of way.
Once the bus made contact with the car in the intersection, it sent the bus out of control over the curb and into the side of the building.
It was really scary. I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. I've been here since 2019. I think this is probably the 5th time a car came through this gate, but it's the first time that something went into the building.
A spokesperson for AC Transit says everyone involved was taken to the hospital for observation. All of their injuries are considered to be minor, and despite being shaken up, they're all expected to be okay.
Fortunately, so the Oakland Fire Department says the building will now need to be evaluated by a structural engineer. And then this, a scary scene on Highway 87 in San Jose. So our chopper captured the aftermath of a deadly 4-car crash. It shut down the northbound lanes for much of the day. The freeway reopened in the last couple of hours. Our Brad Hamilton has the latest on the victims and heard from a firefighter who rushed in to put out the flames.
Highway Patrol confirmed that 2 people were killed, including a child, and 2 others were rushed to the hospital with injuries. And while they still don't know what caused this crash, officials we spoke with described this as being nothing short of tragic. Now, we want to take you to the extent of the damage, and it was clear to see. 3 vehicles burned out and blocking every northbound lane of Highway 87 right by Kirtner Avenue. San Jose firefighters say calls started coming in just before 11 this morning. CHP says 4 vehicles in total were involved. 2 Teslas and a Lexus were burning in the roadway, and a 4th driver was able to drive away after the impact. CHP says an adult and child were tragically killed in this crash. Again, 2 others taken to the hospital. And Battalion Chief Yendry told us that firefighters' first priority was containing the flames and creating space to work, but even getting a clear look at what they were dealing with took time.
A chain of events in terms of which started which, I can't say. Upon my arrival, a lot of smoke obscuring the situation initially, but when I did gain visual, all 3 involved in fire.
CHP says it could be days before they figure out the cause of this crash. Right now, they're not releasing the names of the 2 victims that were killed and the 2 others that were taken to the hospital with injuries. We do not have an update on them at this time.
Terrifying day for San Francisco students. A suspect is now in custody after a student was shot at Burton High School. Police were called to the Portola campus just after noon today, and that is where they found one teen with a gunshot wound to the leg. He was taken to the hospital and is now in stable condition. Authorities say the suspect took off before they arrived, but they tracked him down less than 2 miles away in the Bayview neighborhood. During the arrest, officers said they also found a firearm. As police worked to piece together what happened, we spoke with students who witnessed the chaos.
And then I just heard like the intercom, everybody was just running and screaming, talking about, oh, there's an active shooter, there's an active shooter. I just heard a lot of things, a lot of voices and noises. I don't know, I saw a boy crying. It was really scary.
Police did not confirm whether the suspect was also a student at the high school. Officers are asking anyone with information to come forward while the investigation continues. Taller, more dense buildings could soon be coming to more neighborhoods across San Francisco. The Board of Supervisors approved Mayor Daniel Lurie's family zoning plan just about an hour ago by a 7-4 vote. The plan is expected to bring thousands of new homes to the city's west and north neighborhoods, building along transit corridors. Proponents say new housing is needed to meet the state's housing goals, while critics say it could ruin the small neighborhood feel in those parts of the city. And just minutes ago, Lurie released this statement saying, in part, quote, "With this plan, we will add affordable housing, support small businesses, and protect the character of the neighborhoods that make San Francisco so special." Some Oakland businesses could be getting big tax breaks in the next couple of years. Some city council members are putting forward a ballot measure that would eliminate some taxes on small businesses that bring in less than $1 million in annual gross revenue. It would start at 1 year with the option of extending for up to 3. The second part of the plan would eliminate up to $1 million in taxes on any new businesses that open, regardless of size. Local business leaders are on board.
We recognize that this is a modest, targeted relief, not a radical overhaul, but timing is everything, and we appreciate that today and now is the time.
City council members say this would cost Oakland about $1.6 million in revenue, but they already adjusted for that when they passed the most recent budget. The proposal will go before a council meeting on Thursday with the eventual goal of putting it on the ballot during next June's primary elections. And if passed, it would take effect in 2027. A former police officer was just sentenced to 7.5 years in prison for his role in a widespread corruption scandal in East Contra Costa County. Devin Wanger, an ex-Antioch cop, was convicted in September of conspiring with other former officers to injure and intimidate people in Antioch. He'd already been convicted in May of conspiring to distribute steroids and deleting evidence from his phone. Wanger's sentence is the longest yet of the 10 former Antioch and Pittsburgh officers charged in the years-long federal investigation. It all started after the release of racist and homophobic text messages targeted at suspects and even some Antioch officials. So the various charges have included civil rights violations like using excessive force for sport, plus taking bribes and falsifying records to get pay raises they were not actually qualified for. At one point, nearly half of Antioch's police force was suspended. All right, still ahead here right at 6, why San Francisco leaders are taking major food companies to court. Plus, our Max Darrow live in the South Bay with a look at the special support for food banks on this Giving Tuesday.
Absolutely, Juliet. People can make a huge difference on this Giving Tuesday. Meantime, here at Second Harvest of Silicon Valley, volunteers are just getting this latest shift underway. In just a few minutes, this room is going to be packed with people making a difference in our community. When we come back, we'll tell you how you can make a major difference in your community.
See you soon, Max. And later, we say goodbye to a legendary gator that has delighted people in San Francisco for nearly 2 decades. Well, San Francisco is taking some of the biggest food companies in the country to court, saying the food they sell is making people sick. The lawsuit names 10 brands, including Kraft, Heinz, Coca-Cola, Nestle, and Conagra. It claims the ultra-processed foods they produce have devastating effects on the human body, causing chronic illnesses that increase public health costs. San Francisco City Attorney David Chu says these foods are designed to be extremely addictive.
They are designed to be addictive. Addictiveness is a feature, not a bug. They knew their products make people very sick, but hid the truth from the public.
An industry group representing major food companies has disputed the claims from the lawsuit. They say there is no clear definition of what should be considered an ultra-processed food. We have reached out to the targeted companies for a response, and we are waiting to hear back. The Trump administration is threatening to withhold SNAP funding from more than 20 Democratic-led states, including California. That is, unless those states provide information about SNAP recipients, including their names and immigration status. The Agriculture Department says the data is needed to weed out waste, fraud, and abuse within the SNAP program. A coalition of Democratic states have sued, arguing the government's demand violates privacy law. This holiday season, CBS News Bay Area is partnering with local food banks as part of our annual Food for Bay Area Families Drive. And since today is Giving Tuesday, your donation can go even further to help families across the Bay Area. So you can just scan the QR code. It's right on your screen. And take a look. Several local food banks, they've been generous donors providing matching gifts. So that means at food banks like Alameda County, Contra Costa, and Solano, or Redwood Empire, every dollar you give is doubled. So that's also true in the South Bay at the Bay Area's largest food bank, where our Max Darrow is live at the second harvest of Silicon Valley in San Jose with more on their mission. Hi, Max.
Hey, Juliet. Did you know that Second Harvest of Silicon Valley feeds 1 in 6 people across San Mateo and Santa Clara counties? It's a pretty strikingly large number, considering this is one of the most affluent communities in the entire nation. So joining me now is CEO Leslie Baccio. Leslie, today on Giving Tuesday, people can make a huge difference. Let's start with the triple match you guys are offering right now.
That's right. Anybody who makes a gift before midnight tonight, those dollars will be tripled. And because for every dollar donated, we can provide enough food for 2 meals. For every dollar, that's 6 meals for the community.
6 meals for people in need in the community. This year, you guys are seeing a much larger need, correct?
That's right. I mean, food insecurity rates were already at an all-time high here. And then thanks to the delays in SNAP and just the latest cuts to the program, we are seeing even more need out there.
Many people probably had to turn to you for the very first time in their lives this year, this fall, really. For those people this holiday season who may not even know how to ask for help, where would you send them?
That's right. We want to encourage folks to go to our website. We have a food locator tool so you can find a food distribution near you. We also have a food connection hotline with multilingual staff that can help you get connected to food or to SNAP.
What would you want those people to know who are experiencing this for the first time? Something you and I have talked a lot about is there's no face to hunger. Share that message with everybody who's at home.
That's right. I mean, everyone I meet in our lines, really, they never expected to be there. And usually it's some unexpected life event. Maybe you lost your job, your hours got cut back, somebody in the family gets sick and you have an unexpected medical expense. Maybe your rent went up. And we want people to know we try to make our sites as welcoming as possible. We are here for you if you need help.
Let's break down that last number one final time. Triple match, $1 equals how many meals this evening?
Enough food for 6 meals.
You heard it there. Maybe if you haven't given already, maybe tonight is the night. A little bit really goes a long way. If you'd like to give, head to our website, kpix.com/give, or you can scan that QR code that's on your screen right now. Juliet, I'll send it back to you.
All right. Thank you both. And thanks to everyone contributing. Appreciate it. All right. Also, be sure to join us for our holiday special airing Christmas night at 7 p.m. You can see the inspiring stories behind the effort to feed families across the Bay Area.
We're seeing some of the marine layer fog reforming behind the buildings of downtown San Francisco, but the fog farther inland broke up long enough for temperatures to warm up across the Bay Area today. Concord fell just short of 60, but that's warmer than it's been the past several days. Otherwise, low to mid 60s. We'll see how long this is going to last. Coming up in the First Alert forecast.
Bay Area air officials just hit Chevron with a $900,000 fine for not properly monitoring emissions at its Richmond refinery. The Air District says during a recent audit, 20 of Chevron's monitors were not set up to properly measure emissions. The Air District says it ordered Chevron to upgrade the monitors and then issued the fine when Chevron missed the deadline. Chevron has since made all the required upgrades, and the Air District is verifying that all monitors are now working properly. So in a statement, Chevron says in part, quote, "We believed we were having constructive conversations with the Air District about a path forward when they chose to go the route of initiating enforcement. While we agree data and transparency is a good thing, this comes at a high cost with little benefit." Chevron also said that the instances of non-compliance happened during periods that should have been exempt, like when the system was down for calibration or maintenance. All right, and to unpack all of this now is, just kidding, is Paul Hagan.
To compare the size of the fine with Chevron's total revenue, I'm here to do the math.
No, you're not. All right, go ahead. I can't even talk. Go ahead.
I broke Jules.
You did.
Let's take a look at what's happening weather-wise as we head through the next couple of days. Live look outside from the top of the Mark Hopkins Hotel. Still seeing some haze on the horizon, but a gusty offshore wind pattern is going to develop late tonight and tomorrow. That's going to stir around the lowest levels of the atmosphere, help to disperse some of that haze, and it's going to help to disperse some of the fog that's been so stubborn. We saw less of it today. I think tomorrow we're going to see plenty of sunshine, just some passing high clouds with near normal or slightly above normal high temperatures through the rest of this week. But that stagnant fog pattern is likely to return as we finish the weekend and head into next week with no major storm systems headed our way to really disrupt this pattern that we've been locked into for about the past 10 days. And it's a brief window for offshore winds. The strongest offshore winds are going to be in the North Bay and into Solano County in the 20 to 30 mile an hour range around Napa and Fairfield late tonight into tomorrow morning, and then those winds die down pretty quickly. But again, it's enough to stir the atmosphere around. Saw some improvement to air quality today, especially in the North Bay and closer to the coast. Still plenty of moderate air quality readings east of the Oakland Hills and in the Santa Clara Valley. And air quality was worse than that through the Central Valley, where the fog didn't quite budge as much yet today. But I think they're going to see more sunshine breaking through with those stronger winds tomorrow as well. Air quality around the Bay Area should be a mix of green and yellow dots tomorrow, so more good air quality readings, which is what we like to see this time of year. But inevitably, as we head back into that more stagnant pattern over the weekend into next week, the air quality will likely return to the moderate category pretty much across the board. Looking outside from the top of Salesforce Tower, temperatures now mostly still in the 50s. The past several nights, because we haven't warmed up much during the day, we've already been down to the 40s at 6 o'clock in the evening. Instead, just the coolest spot in Concord is at 49 degrees. Everybody else in the low to mid 50s. We'll end up with mostly 40s and a few of the coldest spots in the upper 30s by early tomorrow morning. But temperatures are going to warm up with that additional sunshine, which is good news for our adoptable dog, Rosie from Lily's Legacy in Petaluma. Nothing happier than a retriever with a ball, even if it's a senior retriever in this case. I'll put up a link to Rosie's adoptable information right after this weathercast. Let's get into how the fog is going to behave as we head through the rest of tonight. And we are going to see it trying to reform. Let's try to bring the map into the picture here. Trying to reform as we head into early tomorrow morning. But once the sun comes up, it does not take long at all, even before the sun comes up. As those winds start to get stronger, that fog is going to begin to disperse. So we should see plenty of sunshine throughout the day. And that means temperatures are going to warm up. See blue on the map initially. That means some chilly temperatures in some of the valleys tomorrow morning. But most of us are going to warm up into the low to mid 60s. Temperatures reaching up into that territory in the Santa Clara Valley. That's not bad at all for early December. Also, low to mid 60s east of the Oakland Hills. We're even stuck in the 50s for the past several days. Low to mid 60s around the Bay. A few upper 50s at the coast, but mostly low 60s there. And low to mid 60s for the North Bay. 66 degrees in Healdsburg tomorrow afternoon will be one of the warm spots across the region. Temperatures aren't going to change much over the course of the next several days, but I think we are going to see a bit of a dip from tomorrow to Thursday, just settling us back down to, instead of 2 to 4 degrees above average tomorrow, almost exactly normal high temperatures through the end of the work week and into the first half of the weekend. And then that morning fog, afternoon haze pattern is going to be back from Sunday through the first half of next week. So we'll continue to monitor that while we continue to look for the next chance of rain that's probably still at least 10 days down the line in the forecast at this point. It's been a long stretch of dry weather already. It's maybe halfway over.
Yeah, it's nice to de-thaw a little, though,
It
too.
is, yeah.
So,
see a little sunshine.
Yeah, all right. Thank you, Paul. When we come back, we bid farewell to the most famous resident of the Cal Academy of Sciences. Plus, here's a look at what's ahead on the CBS Evening News.
I'm Mark Strassman in Fort Myers, Florida. Parents here say this charter school promised their children a classical education. The kids enrolled, the school never opened. Our investigation coming up on Eye on America.
Start your day with us and open your world.
Time to open up those windows and get this day started.
The power of CBS News.
It is a historic day in news.
Taking you around the globe, across the country.
With Federal, live, and
into your community.
To the South Bay, major changes.
And Bay Area weather from a whole new perspective.
Let's head underneath this cloud layer.
CBS News Bay Area's Morning Edition. Weekdays at 6 on KPIX.
Now you can get your KPIX news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.
One last reminder that on this Giving Tuesday, your Food for Bay Area families donations can go even further. So scan the QR code on your screen. And donations are being matched at Second Harvest of Santa Cruz, basically doubling the dollars you donate. At some other food banks, your impact is even bigger. As we mentioned earlier, donors at Second Harvest Silicon Valley will triple the impact of your gift. Donations are also tripled at the San Francisco Marin Food Bank, and every $1 provides 6 meals. Again, just scan the QR code on your screen to donate. Even a small amount today can make a much bigger difference for families who need it. We do end tonight with a sad goodbye to our scaly friend at the California Academy of Sciences, Claude. San Francisco's beloved albino alligator has passed away just months after a big celebration to mark his milestone 30th birthday. Academy officials say they had been closely watching him after noticing a drop in his appetite and recently moved him behind the scenes to undergo treatment for a suspected infection. For 17 years, Claude called the museum home, drawing in millions of visitors and becoming a global fan favorite. The museum says it plans to hold a public memorial to honor his life and legacy. We'll certainly be there and let you know when it is. CBS TV News is next. We'll see you with more local news coming up at 7 o'clock. Thanks for joining us.